Okay then, Helldivers, we're back, and with the Illuminate making their full swing into taking territory, we've been fighting against them now for just a couple of days, and we've learnt an absolute shed ton of things about them, and the best ways to counteract. So with that being said, in today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys the biggest things that I've learned inside of the game, and some of the cool tricks that you guys can put and play through to be able to go up against them effectively. With that being said though, if you haven't already, smash that like button and subscribe with post notifications turned on, and if you want to see more of these, let me know via the comment section below. But we are also giving away 3 war bonds today, so if you want to get involved with it, it's very simple. Head down to the comment section and put a purple heart in the comments. That'll enter you in and we'll announce it this weekend. Nonetheless, let's dive on in to the video and see exactly what it is that you're going up against and how you can combat against them. Now, starting off, we have the Watcher. Now, the Watcher is a flying drone equipped with arc weaponry, able to call in reinforcements. They'll shine around that blue light, and once they get hold of where you are, they will shoot up 4 blue orbs in the air to calling for reinforcement ships, at which point UFOs are going to come drop on your heat quicker than you can blink. So if you do see these guys floating around, make sure you take them out quite quickly, or make sure you avoid them altogether so their light doesn't go purple. Best way forward. Next up, we have the Voteless, and they are the agile skirmish units that attack in mass hordes. The backstory of these guys is that they were essentially, we'll say, converted from Super Earth citizens into, well, Voteless. So these things are absolutely mindless zombies that will run directly at you in mass amounts of them. Now, these guys don't have any ranged abilities whatsoever, although they do pack a punch when there's 5 or 6 of them wrapped around you, let alone an entire horde like you can see on screen. These guys can be quite challenging and will pin you in corners, so make sure that you are very nimble with your stratagems to fight up against them. And if you want to use your weaponry, I do recommend maybe a flamethrower or even the arc thrower if it's more your style. These will chain in quite a lot, and it's able to kind of combat against the more mass amounts of enemies that you'll see on screen. Although these are an absolute nightmare, it's really refreshing to start seeing some stuff like this come into the game, and these are probably one of my favorite enemy sorts to go up against, mainly because, well, they're not actually Illuminates. The Illuminates are 10 times harder. So we're going to take a look at the first one we've got right here, and these are the Overseers. The Overseers have like a baton spear that they hold in their hands that they will hit you with, and they will cause a lot of damage if they hit you, as well as a projectile that will come out of the end of it that will also, again, cause quite a lot of damage. So make sure you don't get hit by this guy at all. As well as its counterpart, which is the floating version of it, and by floating I mean absolutely flying. The elevated Overseer is a nightmare that will throw grenades and shoot a rapidly firing weapon. Now, one at a time, these aren't too bad, but these will also pack up in maybe 4 or 5, and these are your more tankier style enemies. They will fly quite high and fly far, and the grenades will cause a lot of damage, as you just seen on screen. And finally, we have these beautiful buggers right here. These are the tripods. These tripods are not all that amazing. These harvester tripods will cause a lot of damage with 2 different attack methods. They have the laser beam that you're seeing on screen, plus an electric bolt that will chain off of them onto you, which will be able to take you out in 1 hit. So I recommend using the conduit armor in this place, because everything has some level of arc attached to it. So the conduit armor will help you out quite a lot. Now, you can stun lock these guys with the arc thrower alongside everything else, but then it's going to be a nightmare because they'll have the shield wrapped around them as well, which you have to take out first to be able to defeat them. Now, you can do this with quite a lot of weaponry. Like I stated, the arc thrower is a decent stun lock, and you can even take them out with it. But if you're not wanting to do that, then the easiest method is as follows. First of all, as soon as you shoot them, they'll pop a shield up, which you can take the shield out with most primary weapons. And then once you've done that, you want to be aiming for this area right here, which is the arch of their legs. That point is going to be the bracket. Once you shot that off, the weakest point will shatter 1 leg and they'll collapse into oblivion. Thank me later. Now that we've got through that and you know what you're up against, we're going to give you guys some pointers on some ways of being able to combat against it and some of the things you'll find on the Illuminate planets. And starting off, we have the Disruptor. Now, the Disruptor will scramble your stratagem coding, making it so that it just completely fries it and changes the code every 2 minutes. Around these Disruptors will be 4 plates that you can see me shooting on screen. All you have to do is go up to them and take them out, and once you take out all 4, that scrambler will be done for. There will be no more disruptions, and your amazing, beautiful stratagems will go completely back to normal. Next up, something that was quite sneaky. The Illuminate now have their own Tesla towers, as you can see on screen. And again, recommend holding that conduit armor because they are going to be able to take you out in one shot unless you take them out quick enough. So the conduit armor will save you from that, but they will be taken out very easily with a grenade. Now, this is going to be quite difficult because to shoot them out, it is going to take quite a lot of damage. And as you can see, even with the conduit armor, they tend to do quite a lot of damage with regards and the frequent basis at that. So I highly recommend having some sort of impact grenades, which will also work against the harvesters in a moment that we'll show you, but it's a nice easy way to be able to take these things out. Now they look very similar to the lamps that are dotted around, and the reason why I stress to wear the conduit armor is you can get stuck in some really awkward positions, and wearing the armor will actually help you guys from being taken out, as you can see on screen, things get very heated very quickly, and there are a lot of mobs that can trap you in certain circles, and even if you're running around it trying to avoid different enemy types, you aren't going to be taken out by these. Next up, we have the warp ships. Now, these ships are annoying to say the least. These are your alleged fabricators, and there are some numerous ways that you can take them out. As you can see on screen, the strafing run seems to be probably the most effective that I have seen inside of this yet. There are numerous ways, but with the strafing run, for some reason, the way that it damages straight through the shield penetration, it's incredible. Now, you have to take out the shield before actually destroying it, and when you do destroy it, I recommend a grenade through the doorway, as it will be the quickest way to get this done. Now, you can take a standardized weapon, generally a ballistic style weapon, and start shooting at the shield to take it out, although some weapons will deal more damage to this shield than others. The lasers don't do that well at all. Taking a grenade pistol through the doorway, which essentially is going to be what we'll call its soft spot, is going to lead for this thing to blow up quite quickly. Now, you want to get that shield done as fast as possible because these things will spawn out the Voteless quicker than you can blink, and this is going to make it so much easier in the long haul. So make sure you're taking them out quite quickly. Other stratagems can just take them out altogether though. My favorite one is probably the orbital laser. This thing will touch it and it will evaporate the moment it touches it. Don't ask me why. The damage output versus the damage input just works. And also we have the car vehicles running around the streets at the moment. These will eventually become a stratagem as confirmed by the Baskinator. Check out earlier's video for that one. But these things are an absolute nightmare to drive. As you can see at the bottom, we do have a gear stick levers for reverse, neutral, drive, gear 1 and gear 2. And you will have to switch through these gears to be able to drive this thing. And this thing is by no stretch of the imagination a difficult thing to bloody drive. It will hold 4 of you guys inside of it with a auto turret on the back, and you'll be able to carry 3 others that will drive alongside you, be able to jump out their windows and doors to be able to shoot whilst on the move. If you guys don't want to have to deal with the gears, you can go into your settings and change these 2 settings right here though. That will enable you just to reverse and accelerate like a normal car vehicle. But make sure you keep an eye on what your vehicle actually looks like, because when we shoot these tires out here, this is an actual thing. And when we get back into it, you can see quite clearly this thing becomes a lot harder to take out. People can still be hurt inside of these things, so make sure that your vehicle is of a good standard before you start to drive away in them, because otherwise if you get caught in one of these and stuck, you can get taken out quite quickly by the endless amount of Voteless that chase you. Now that is all we've got for today as far as tips, tricks and or otherwise, and these are just some of the things that I've learned over the last few days that have helped me in my time to be able to go against the Illuminate quite effectively, and I'm now getting to a point where I'm able to solo quite a lot of the missions, maybe in 7, 8 and 9, although yet to be able to get into that level 10 and be able to actively finish off a solo myself, although it is becoming a lot easier as days go by. The Illuminate have been probably more the challenging enemies that we've faced against inside of this game, and people are definitely feeling it, and hopefully the tips and tricks that we've given you guys today and the information that you have at hand will help you going forward in your journey for fighting against the Illuminate for democracy. If there's anything that we forgot, please do let me know via the comment section below, and I'll be able to test these things out. And if you want some more of these videos coming up on the channel to help you out, then make sure you do let me know, as this is not really our standardized thing. I'd love to be able to do more of these, as it's been a lot of fun, and hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that beautiful like button, subscribe with post notifications turned on. Thank you so much again for watching, guys. I appreciate all your faces, and as always, up until the next time, I'll see you in the clouds.